Welcome back, guys. We're gonna hit day 58 today. We got back day. It's about 10:30 at night right now, and we got a plan for hitting some pullovers, some one-arm rows, probably one-arm cable rows or cable pulls, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna do some pull downs, lat pull downs, shrugs, rear delts, biceps, 3 moves for biceps, and a little bit of abs and posing. And then we're gonna do about 20 minutes of cardio. You guys kind of already know the plan. It's about the same almost every back day, so but anyways, let's talk about the diet. That's gonna be the most helpful today. So today we had a carton of egg whites, a bean burger, some sweet potato waffle fries, 4 yogurts mixed with 100 grams of honey, 60 jam, 32 peanut butter, and what was the other thing? And strawberries too. And then on top of that, I had a little bit of sweet tea, and now we're at about 2,600 calories. Yeah, so we're gonna be turning up the the weight loss a little bit, and we're gonna try and be 193 by the end of next month. That's what the goal is, about a pound a week, something like that. And you guys will be seeing some good improvements. One of the major changes is that now, I'm not sure if it's always visible on camera, but for me, I can start seeing the vein here almost every workout. First, I was only seeing it chest day, and when I would hit chest and shoulders, and then eventually it just started being most workouts, and now I got a chest vein on the bottom of the chest and then on the shoulder most days, so that's going pretty well. Sorry guys, I took a nap after work and now I'm a little tired. But let's get right in there. We're gonna get a pre-workout and then we'll start the workout, all right guys? So, see you guys in there for the first set. we're going to do this set, and then we're going to go on to one arms on the cables. Yeah, guys, I know that I've been doing a little bit less weight, but if you can see, I'm doing them way slower and with a lot better form. That's how the guys from show were telling me to improve my lifts and everything like that. So That's what we're gonna go with. All right, guys, let's go into some curls now. Alright guys, we're gonna do this and then hammer curls before we get out of here. Alright guys, that's the end of back day. Alright guys, that's the end of day 58. I'm gonna see you guys in the car. Peace out. Alright guys, so that was day 58 of the pre-summer shreds. The plan is to keep the pre-summer shreds going until about day 120 is my plan. And then from that point we're gonna start competition prep for 11/18/26. So I'll be going back to Syracuse again this year. This time we're not going to be having a bunch of stuff that I'm dealing with, so it's going to go a lot better. But, you know, let's talk about the workout and the plan that I'm doing for getting ready for all this stuff. So when I was on the bulk after competition, I was doing a lot less cardio, things like that. You know, just coming off of an hour and a half to 2 hours a day of cardio for 8 weeks, basically almost every day until competition. And then I went down to a very little amount of cardio, and we're starting to pick it up again. The plan for cardio is to do 20 minutes every morning and 20 to 30 minutes every night, unless it's leg day, and then I only do a 20-minute session. Plan is to keep about 2,600 calories, see how I do with that, and really adjust my calories from there. It's not too big of a deal, you know. As long as you're losing weight, you know, just figure out how much you're losing and then tally from there. I say I'm eating 2,600 calories, but I will tell you guys every time I carb up or have an extra carb day. And yeah, there's not much else to talk about besides that. It's a pretty consistent schedule. I do about the same thing every day. In the gym, I like to switch it up, but you know, it's not switching it up every week. I switch it up every 8 to 12 weeks. I might switch up one thing, maybe two things out of my like 6 or 7, 8 moves for a workout. So I mean, if I'm doing back day, right, I got usually something like I do two different back days, and one day I'll be focused more on that row machine and more pull downs, and then the other one I like to do more like pullovers and single arm rows and stuff like that. You know, just switching stuff up sometimes, and it really helps out if you ask me. Since competition, the best thing that I've noticed is really when I've been doing stuff more to understand the human anatomy of muscle. Not like I didn't look into it before, but taking my notes and really paying attention to, really biasing different parts of the tricep and bicep. And that'll get you guys a lot farther than not doing that. There's, how do I put it? When you're doing biceps and stuff like that, you don't want to just do preacher curls, like what I did today. If you guys were, paying attention or whatever, we hit some, like a preacher kind of movement when we did the, the ones on the bench, the curls on the bench there. And then we did a preacher movement on the machine. I totally forgot to record it, but I always do hammer curls. And if you guys have been sticking around for a while, you guys will know I always try and do a hammer curl movement for every bicep workout. And for every tricep, I try and do a push down and a press down. If you don't know the difference, you guys can go to the last video and I'll tell you, it'll show you guys. But anyways, all I really want to see from you guys is hitting your macros, tracking your calories, and trying to eat cleaner every day. That's all I want to really see from you guys. I see a lot of people saying stuff like, don't eat seed oils, all this stuff, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when people are saying stuff like that, and they don't track their calories and they don't track their macros, I would just stop listening to them. They have no idea what they're talking about. And I don't mean that if someone says that, I don't really care about all that stuff. If somebody says that seed oils are bad and then they're giving you reasons like, and I just mean this to go to everything, like about every topic. If they're saying that they don't like seed oils and it's really bad for you and they don't track their calories or their macros, they're not doing that out of a place of education or out of understanding why. So even though I don't understand all of the science, or not that I don't understand it, but I don't really look into why all the seed oils are bad. Personally, according to studies that I've read, they aren't bad, and they're actually more beneficial than eating things like high processed, what do I say? Not high processed meat, than like red meat. And that's basically because it's when you eat red meat, it's bad on your good cholesterol and bad on your bad cholesterol. So it increases how much bad cholesterol you have and lowers your good cholesterol. With seed oils, as far as I've heard from studies and things like that, it actually is positive towards your good cholesterol while lowering your bad cholesterol. So as far as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no real difference. And a lot of times people just have these kind of things like fads through the industry. And, it's kind of like the whole crowd of just whole foods. I think that you should eat mostly just whole foods, but if you want to eat a donut every month or something, like, I know a lot of you guys aren't bodybuilding. If you guys aren't bodybuilding, I wouldn't say that to be that strict about things. And if you are bodybuilding and you're not going on stage, I still wouldn't say that you have to be that strict about all those things. But anyways, I know this is getting a little long, but we're just gonna go through and talk about the lift today. So today we hit some pullovers, one arm cable rows. Then we hit some pull downs, shrugs, rear delt flies, and then we went to biceps. If you guys can see, you don't have to be too crazy about it, but you got to be consistent and work hard. That's really all it is. It's really just an effort thing. That's really it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and stick around for the next video. I'll be keeping you guys updated on a lot more stuff now, like the diet, the cardio, the posing, and things like that. And I'll be writing a new plan for how much posing I'm doing. And we're going to make sure that everything for this prep starts very soon. And we got a lot of time for it. So, peace out, everybody. If you got any comments, leave them below. If you want to talk about it to me, shoot me a message on TikTok. I respond to everybody. And that's really all I got to say. Peace out, everybody.